Hi guys, good evening. I'm just sharing the link. So give me one moment. Hi Jeremy, good evening. Hi guys, good evening. Hi Raj, good evening. So today I was actually out in the morning to take care of some personal stuff. And market bounced. In the morning I posted some levels on Twitter. Let me just go there. I posted about CRM. It went on to hold to 1419. QQQ is around that area. Shopify did fail, and now trying to go around that. Roblox was holding 36, 37 nicely. Apple got resistance from 183.90 and then it got pumped. A ES level like 44.95, back testing 45.20 area. For long, let it cross 45.20. It did, and then it went on to make 45.40ish area. So all in all, it was fine, but I couldn't take a really good use of the opportunity I had, because as I said, I was stuck in something. So I was not trading in the morning. And again, the ES is tightly held between the 12 and the 34. All right. So hi Shibu, hi Kulwant, hi Nitesh, hi Shrikant. Good evening. So I'll start from my simple scan, which is the inside day. Wow, it's 27. So I'll just go 50 and see. So Microsoft inside day, Nvidia, Meta. Wow. Meta is inside day. I'll just change the color so that I know it's there. Meta is inside the Nvidia is inside the then Microsoft is inside the then I have SPY. I didn't do CRM. I would like to add CRM here. So instead of Zoom, I will do CRM. It's inside the then there's CAT and Goldman Sachs. I'll see if I want to jump into CAT or Goldman Sachs at all. All right, so I have my list. Let me just check on any of the bullish or bearish pattern candle on daily? None. Then let me go and try. This is bearish, bullish candle patterns. Weave, QS, and FSR. I don't trade any of them. So, all right, guys. I think I'm pretty much fine. So now let's start from ES. Okay, so ES, last time when we were speaking, we were talking around 4581-ish area. And since then, we have done two important things. We retraced right from an important Fibonacci level, which is 61.8. Let me just change the color to blue so it's more evident. So if you look at this, this was our previous resistance. And this resistance is coming back from like the highs of 2021. So this resistance acted beautifully, 4581 on ES. And since then, we have nudged a little lower. We went back and tested all the way the 34 EMA. And the best part was we did not made a lower low or a higher high. So it's practically an inside day on ES. And the important aspect was that we held on to 4520 and we also managed to close about 34 EMA. So what we did was we did a really good back test. Since I would say start from 30th March, every time we have done a back test, we have really jumped from there on. So if you see right here, we did the back test followed by the green candle, we went up. We did the back test followed by the green candle, we went up to test the 12 EMA. We did the back test, green candle went up. And then from May, we have not tested the 34 EMA at all on ES. So now we did that. So technically, this is a really, really good support. Now we have done a back testing. So unless we lose this area, this should be really, really good. If we break this, only then, and I mean only then, things will start to go bad. Now, one other thing you will notice that the DMI has come down drastically, and both the green trend line and the red trend line, which shows the trends or the positive or the negative nature of the market, they're also going down with their strength. So it means market is in a consolidation area. Whenever we have that kind of thing, if we go back in the history, you will see the trend is up and the green line is coming down and the red line is coming down. Let's go back into the 5-year candle and let's see if we find something similar, because that will give us an idea that yes, if something similar happens, how the market reacts. So our condition is the black line is leading and the green line and somewhere here. That was December of 2021, when the black line was leading, the green line was coming down, the red line was a mix, and then they joined together, and then we had a bounce, and then we made a W. So right now we are there, so expect some bounce and then a drawdown. That's one take. Other take is something similar right here. Exactly same thing is happening. The W is right there. The W is right there. Here we only have one leg of it. So we need to see if we are going to make a W or not. So technically speaking, I think we are in a very important area. An important area is 45.47, which is right there, the 12 EMA and the previous Fibonacci level. If we lose that, like after back testing it, if we lose it and then lose 34 EMA, I would take that, yes, we are going down. But if we hold it, we should at least test 45.81. That's my take. As of now, 45.47 is an area, important area. Now, mode is positive because today we were able to manage that. And in terms of bookmap also, let's look at ES. I'll go to ES and let's see. So 45.20, you see there's a good support, and then 45.30 where we have the weighted average price. We are currently around that. And then we have 45.65 area. 45.40, 45.30, we have some massive resistance. On the downside, 44.85. So the range is getting bigger on the order map. There are good orders around 44.85, below 45.20. And that's what we have seen on the chart, that 45.20 plays an important role. So if I have to try, I think we'll have one more inside day within this range. We might stay above 4,500 and below 45.48. We'll try, but we'll be in this pretty tight range. So it's an inside day. Up. And what we have done is we have back tested 34 EMA, which is an important test. Stop loss is 45.20. And if you want to buy near 45, like in the same range, buy near 45.30, 45.65, 45.81, 45.65, 45.81. Yes. And that also translates from the book map. Okay. So these two numbers are really, really important. Now, if we have to short, okay, short below 45.20, I don't see too many things going wrong below 45.20 unless we break 44.95. But if you really, really want to short, only short below 45.20. And then the first target is 4,500. Now, if we lose 4,500, things will get really bad. But as I said, I don't expect that to happen tomorrow. But in case it happens, 4,500 is the trigger for the downside. And then the 44.60. So here, inside day down, gets ugly below 4,500, which is 34 EMA. So again, I'm 50-50 positive and short. I'm not like super inclined to go long or short. This is a very tight zone for trading sides. So either wait for 45.30 or wait for 45.20 to break down. NQ has been holding 34 EMA 1, 2, 3, and it's like today's low was 15,334, 336, 339. So for the last 1, 2, 3 days, it's trying to hold the 34 EMA, which is never a good sign. Like if you're testing something, you should go away from it. It tried, and now it's not breaking out higher. Like it needs to break above 14,460, which is the 50% Fibonacci extension of this move. Now we are getting tighter. Same thing. The trend has gone down. We are getting tighter. If we lose for 15,300, which is like still 140 points away, only then it will be difficult for ES for NQ to regain. Same thing. It has not tested the 34 EMA like it is doing right now. It tested for 2 days, gone up, 2 days, gone up, 2 days, and then gone up. So we need to be very careful here on NQ. And NQ is led by Apple, Microsoft. Both are showing signs of weaknesses, especially Apple. Microsoft is already more than 10% down from its highs. Apple, I would say in the similar zone from 198 all the way to 177 something today. So we need to be very careful if the 34 EMA. Exactly same logic on ES. I expect this range to be managed until Wednesday, where we are going to have into the end the CPI. Until then, we'll be in this zone. I don't think so we're going to break higher or break down on this zone. So if you want to buy, you can buy above 15,465 area, which is nearby this area. So buy above 15,475-ish. A small stop loss. Target should be first the 12 EMA. I think that's about it. We should not be even crossing above that 15,550. And then 15,606. If we manage to take up 15,606, that will be really, really good. And it's not a clean inside day, but it's an inside day, but it's actually a double inside day. Not 100% double inside day, but it is actually, it's like how you read it. If you want to ignore 2 points, yes, you can ignore 2 points. So for me, it's a double inside day. In case you want to go short, you can go short below 15,425. Uh, 365, which is a 34 EMA, 320. So if we lose 15,320, it will be bad. So 15,320 is an area which is 38.2 Fibonacci. If we lose this, it will be bad. Right now, everything is telling me that yes, the DMI is finally into the weak state. So there's not enough strength on the DMI. So keep a note, if we start to lose, the fall will be quick. If we start to jump, make sure you keep on booking your longs. All right. Triple Q. Triple Q is holding this 38.2 Fibonacci level somehow, like it's trying to hold between the 12 and the 34. Same thing, the momentum is down. The DMI is 23 and 24, and the red DM, like directional index is also getting high. So it's in a tight range, which means we should expect a big move in next 2-3 days. Really big move. We're consolidating, either will break higher or will break down. And in case we break down, that will be really aggressive breakdown. So 374 is 38.2 Fibonacci. 374. So if we have to short, you can short right here. 370.69. This becomes 317.20. 371.20. 34 EMA, and then 367.60. So I'll give 40-60 on NQ rather than 60-60. If it fails, it will be a little quicker to fail. It's 1, 2, 3. It's again, like practically this is a hammer. This candle is a hammer candle. And usually when we have a hammer, we should go up from the bottom because it's a hammer candle at the bottom consolidation. But let's see, because NQ is showing signs of weakness as compared to ES. ES is supported by other stocks. On the other hand, NQ is specifically focused on. So I'm still keeping positivity short. If you have to buy about 375-ish. 74 as my stop loss, 378.5, 376.6, which is the 12 EMA, 379. This is so for all the three like features in the ETF, triple Q, NQ, and ES. They are between 12 and 34 EMA, holding very tight. DMI was on the decline. So everything is telling me things can fall apart, but we should not be rushed into that. Wait for the levels to break. And once the level break down, just go for it. So for ES, the level is 4,500. If we lose 4,500, that's a break of 34 EMA. Let's go short there. For NQ, the level is 15,320, which is 38.2 Fibonacci. It will go down bad if we lose that. Triple Q, the area is 374. If we lose 374, then it's a breakdown. And 371.2 is 34 EMA. All right, Apple. So this was the day when we went into Apple's earning. So Apple is like I went into Apple short. So Apple bounced right from that 38.2 Fibonacci today, 177. The momentum is really negative. So any rise on Apple should face stiff downside move. But as you see, we have already, we got rejected from 61. We tested 38. Now, if we are not able to break the 50%, which is 180, we should continue to go down towards 23 Fibonacci level. That's the Fibonacci logic. And this is, like if I have to draw, this is an area where we have gap. Now, if we fail to cross 180 this time, which is 50%, we should hit and we should fill this gap. So keep an eye on Apple. Every rise on Apple should be sold into. Stop loss is 180.35. Apple is short 180.35. Sell on rise 179, 179. Like if it comes into this range 179, 180, you can buy puts. And once you buy puts, hold on to them until it gives you a closing above 180.35 on 15-minute candle. And then the target should be 177 and then 175. So 177.3, 177.3, and then the high here is 175.75. Bad year, fill the gap. Rejected from 61.8% fib, bounced, supported by 38.2. So if it doesn't cross, And again, 180 is the stop loss. If it crosses 180, you can exit from this position. Don't hold on to that position above this area. AMD, every time has come to that area of 107. It has shown extreme bounce. But my concern is that the trend in this stock or the strength of these moves are really, really weak. That's why every time it goes up, it gets sold into. So you see, we come to that Fibonacci level of 38.2 Fibonacci. The trend is showing me positive that yes, the 12 EMA has diverged above the 34, but it is getting rejected. Unless and until we have a close above 118.60 on AMD on daily basis, I think it will be really, really difficult to trade AMD. You may see it fading away. And right now we have gone here, and this is the massive candle which happened on the earnings from 119 all the way to 107. We are still in that candle. We are not able to break high or low of that candle, which is a little concerning. Like by now we should have absorbed all this and gone higher. So for me, unless we break 118 on AMD on the closing basis, it's a sell. Every time it's there, it's a sell. And the good place to enter is around 111 on AMD. So for me, AMD is still a sell. My stop loss is 118.6, as I showed you. I would love to short this if it jumps to 117.60. Again, sell on rise to 117.60. If it come into this range, sell. Area 114. And then 111.13. Now, the 12 and 34 have taken, and I'm just keeping it neutral because it's trying to bounce. I'm going to mention go long above 118.60. If it holds above this for at least 1 hour, if you're intraday. Otherwise, look for a daily. The AMD is neutral. It should be going into this range. Let me delete. Amazon, I was positive of 140. So Amazon has done that, and it's managed to cross and hold above 140.7. 140.7 provided some good resistance on Amazon. Now, if you look here, Amazon, I'm just going to extend my Fibonacci levels. The next level I see on Amazon is 144.90 area. 144.90. And then it comes around to 155. So in between, let me just see if there are any gaps. I don't see any gaps here. It was a breakdown. So 155 will be really, really good area. And Amazon can actually lead this move if we break higher. So unless we hold, until and unless we hold 140.7 on Amazon, things are fine. So Amazon is really positive. Stop loss is 140.7. Buy the dip. Buy and dip to 141, 142. Target area is 144.95, 144.95. And remember, if there is a gap and the gap holds, it's fine. It struggled to cross that 136 in the past. So if it comes to 136, 135, it's a good buy. So Amazon is really, really good. And in between, hi Tarish, hi Manish, hi Gurmeet, hi Nilesh. Good evening, guys. Then I have Baba. Baba, I don't know what's happening with China. They have to post their inflation number tomorrow night, but right now they are down by more than 1.25%. And Baba is like Baba was supposed to be 94.20. It's 93.80. So it's about like 40 cents off, around 96 area on Baba. And in my take, Baba is holding really nicely around this 94, 95 area. That 12 EMA is held beautifully. You see the number 12 EMA right here. That 96.50 is held very beautifully. So after a very long time, it is providing some really good support to Baba, that 38 Fibonacci, that 95 level. Till the moment the 95 level is held, I think we have a really good potential to cross 99.60. And Baba has earnings this week. Next should be 103. Like my target is 107 by the end of this week. I expect Baba to perform because Baba is holding this 38 Fibonacci really nicely. And if you convert this into a weekly candle, you will see that it's inside week. And if you convert this into a Heikin Nishi candle, you see the trend is already positive, and it's a hammer. Again, a hammer at the bottom after the consolidation. So all in all, it's showing me that yes, Baba is getting ready. Like today is also a hammer. Let me also check any flows on Baba because it has earnings. Baba. So I don't know about what's this trade, 150 to 155. It's a calendar spread for a different strike. I really don't know how to interpret this. But let's look at if any. $75 call, 66.50. And this is weird. This is the strangle, like 75 call for 14 million. And I'll just keep a note of this strike. I'm just going to make a note so that tomorrow I can check on that open interest. It's September 15, Baba, 9:15. Open interest is currently 1609. And we have a volume of 6670. So I would like to see what happens to this. If we get an addition, then it will be really good. And also let's look at this. The open interest is 19,000. This is call and this is put, 75 strikes. 9:15. Open interest is 19,529. 6,800. So I'm going to post what happens to this. But as of now, you see the price is going down. It means all the puts are written. And if it goes further down, it confirms that the puts are written. So anybody who's doing this is really, really positive on Baba. Also, I see that there are dark pools, 4,808 million. So there is a good dark pool around. Close 96.56, which is around 120, 60, 170 million, which is a big dark pool for Baba. I'll keep an eye on this. Like 150 here during the day and 150 after. And if we cancel the extended hours, I just want to show you one thing, which is really important if you understand the dark pool. When the dark pool is right here, it came, sorry, just want to check the time. It came at 2:12 and 1 o'clock. So let's go to 2:12, somewhere here, and at 1 o'clock. So at 1 o'clock, it came, and all of a sudden, it went down, but it regained it, like it was around 96. It regained it. The moment it came, it regained and went above this. So this means somebody is actually bought. And then around 96.20, it came around 2-ish. And since then, it held on to. So somebody is actually holding on to Baba really nicely. So hopefully we should have good trade on Baba. So coming back to Baba, my stop loss is 95, buy near 96. I expect 103 and then 99.6. Dark pool of 300 million around 96 to 96.50 area. So if tomorrow we hold 96, 96.50, just be positive on Baba. Shriram, CRM, I always call it Jai Shriram. So CRM held on to that 214.90, which is again a beautiful 38.2 Fibonacci. Let me just check if it filled the gap. The high was 212.87 and the low was 213. So we are holding a very minute gap, which is really good, but we are holding on to that 38.2 Fibonacci. So CRM, I'm just keeping it neutral because it's holding that area. Today, I thought it would break down. It did not. So if it holds 214 and it's inside day as well, if it holds, possibility is to back test the 61, which is 221. So 218 and 221 are my targets. 218 and 221. It's an inside day up possibility. And by near 215 to 60. PLTR, I went long into the earnings. It's a hammer. It held on to it tested the 38.2 Fibonacci, held on to the 12 EMA, almost back tested 34 EMA. But the good part is it held. So if it crosses 1860 tomorrow, I'm going long for 1975. So I'm positive on buying 1860, the levels are fine. Decent earnings. Hammer held the 12 EMA. Snow is weak. It's like the trend is really weak. Similar to Microsoft, the DMIs are weak. it's about to break down the moment it breaks 161. So I'm just going to change and see on High Kenichi what's telling me. Not a clean picture on snow. So let's forget snow for now. We'll add something else for snow. Google. So Google held on to that line, and it's actually a really good trend today for Google. It was a good bullish candle above the regression channel, and it managed to hold on to the gap, closed at the highs, yesterday's high and higher than that. So everything is positive for Google. I would just keep a stop loss of 130.80 on Google because it's where it opened 130.80. 130.80. Yes. So Google, everything is positive. Stop loss is 138. Buy near 131, 131.50. Google is pretty nice. Extreme strength today. And you need to just keep in mind that Google, Amazon, both, they have not crossed 3,000, which they were doing in 2020. So Amazon was 3,700, so which is still far, far away for Amazon to make all-time highs. And all the many stocks have done the new all-time highs. Amazon, Google were the laggards. So hopefully this time they should find some good strength. QCOM is done. It was a fail and we did really good on QCOM. So we'll find what needs to be done on QCOM. Meta. Meta is somehow finding support. Meta is holding on to that earnings gap. Like the 12 EMA is really, really good for Meta. It's holding on to that. It's inside day. It's holding on to the long-term trend line. And I think Meta has potential to break out from here. Keeping a stop loss of 315. Let's go with Meta. So it's inside day as well. And inside day shows that there is something happening. So buy above today's high. Like usually we should buy above 318.50, but I will say buy above 317. 315 is my stop loss. Look for 321, 326. If it fails at 326, then it's really, really bad for Meta. BA. So BA last time we talked about that it should come and 227, 228. Today it just opened and it rallied and held that rally really beautifully. Now we need BA to cross 239. Once we cross 239 on BA, things will be really solid. So as of now, BA is one of the best stocks. This stop loss should be changed. Stop loss should be 238. So it's a good setup for BA. Microsoft has been weak, but today it showed strength. It's trying to bounce and it's like inside day. Again, it's holding on to that line, but the trend for Microsoft is weak. Like the 12 EMA has taken over the 34 EMA. So it's every time it goes higher into 334, 335, it's a sell. So it's a choice whether you want to sell it on a higher price or you want to buy and take it to the higher price. So for now, I'll be selling on the rise if I get an opportunity. Like to 334, 335. If it comes, stop loss 338. Target is 327. And if we lose 327 this time, I think it will fill the gap of 316.50. If anything, I have to short, I will short Microsoft and Apple. So down, you can play two ways. Like you can actually look out for Microsoft to go long with 327 as a stop loss and look for 338 area. You can trade that way, or you can let it go higher and then buy the puts around that area. Netflix is setting up really nicely. It's a hammer, higher back tested 34.12. It's ready. Netflix is ready. So let's look at Netflix flow if we got any. Let me just go Netflix. $435 puts. They came in at 5. They started from 4. So like 435 puts were really closed. Like they were being sold. And I'll show you a very simple reason. This is the open interest on those puts. About 1,000. Okay. Today, the price of those puts went down. That's the volume. You see the price of those puts were all the way 25, now close at 3. So it means those puts were written. So 435 is going to be a really good, solid support for Netflix. Let's look at one more strike just to have a confirmation. 435, 435. 480 call the leg too far. The people are positioning themselves for 415 above. Yep. Not concrete evidence of anything, but 435 puts were short, which is clear. So if we look here, 435 is the 12 EMA. It's a hammer. So Netflix is hammer at the bottom. 12 and 12 EMA regained. Regained. It's positive. Stop loss is 435. If you get just buy near 440, target is 446.5, which is the Fibonacci level. The day we clear this, we should hit 468. Like in between, we should have 457. But the moment you cross this 457, 468 is right there on Netflix. Nvidia is a stock inside day. It's trying to hold that 38.2 Fibonacci level, which is 456. I think it's better to go long above 456 with a stop loss of 453. So 456, stop loss of 453. We should be looking at 467, 473. And with SMCI results tomorrow, SMCI is looking solid. So again, if you want to try, you can try a short, but I'll cover SMCI. So let's look into SMCI. Any other ticker you think it's there for tomorrow? Just post that on the YouTube chat. I'll look at this. So usually this is a sign of a top. You have a doji right at the top. And I've shared this view with many people in the past. If you see this one, look exactly, I'll just show you very simple. Netflix. Just compare them. Right, one day before the earning, dodgy at the top, dodgy at the top. Made the high, made the high. Okay, so for me, it's a bloody short. It's extended. It's super, super extended. I'm gonna buy a put. And let's also make some levels for this. So I'll start a level on this area. So I'll make an extension. I am assuming this should be 161% Fibonacci extension. I don't know yet, but if I try here, go back. Right, 353-ish is an extension. So good move towards 325 is possible on 325 to 289 is there on SMCI. That's my take. Again, let's look at SMCI. There were some good puts addition on SMCI 355 puts. It's like somebody added them at 932.24. The price is also going up. Like you can see when you're looking at a stock option on the price, just look at few important factors. This was the price $24 when it was 340.5. The IV was 149. Now at around the end of the day, the price is same, the spot price. The option price has gone up to 25, which is like 85 cents higher. IV has gone up, and during the end, the IV has come down, and this is also addition. So all in all, this shows me that yes, there are good additions on that 355 put. Okay, so let's watch out it for tomorrow. I'll just have a look here. I'll also make a note. This is SMCI 355 811. Open interest was only 40. Volume was 873. So if I see right now, you see there was hardly any open interest, 40. Today, if you see this open interest and the price, it closed at 25. So this is today's price. If we see the open interest, like all this volume translated into open interest, then it should be really, really interesting for SMCI. 450 calls are there. 450 calls. Let's look at them. It's only two of them. One it as 8.9. I think these are getting sold because the price is going down. So I'll keep an eye on this. But 355 puts were really clean. So there's a 500 call, which I think is really interesting. But again, the IV is going down for them. Somebody's actually writing them. But I'll keep an eye on SMCI. So in terms of level, it's a dodgy on the top. Again, I'm just looking at the data which is in front of me. I'm not making anything up. Dodgy at the top. Top loss is 353 or 352.75. Sell below 350 area. That's the high, 350 area. Yeah. Look for 325 and 289. That is SMCI. So Nvidia, you can, I'll add the Nvidia other side as well. Short. In case Nvidia loses 453, but SMCI is after hours and Nvidia is like a trade during the day. But in case it loses, we'll just add if it loses 452, you can short around 450. Look for 444 and 435. 444, 435. Then I have Roku. Roku, I've been holding this position. It's a hammer. I wanted to cross 88.40. So buy above 88.50 and the level should be fine. Shopify failed. So Shopify, we're going to get rid. Let's add Square. So Square has a dodgy at the bottom. Like we saw the dodgy at the top on what do you call SMCI, and now we have a dodgy at the bottom. So if it crosses 64.30, I think there is potential for Square. I will say Square or PayPal. You can take any of them. I'd go for PayPal because PayPal has a better risk reward than Square. Let's also check PayPal's option flow. There's dark pool on PayPal 64.40. So let's go for PayPal instead of Square because I see PayPal has much more efficiency than, not efficiency, risk reward than this one. So PayPal is roughly an inside day. If we cross 65, buy above 65. Stop loss should be 64.20. 66.69. These are my levels on PayPal. Tesla did a fantastic dodgy at the bottom. Again, dodgy at the top shows negativity, dodgy at the bottom shows positivity. Tomorrow, if it opens above 254, go for it. 253.675. Dodgy at the bottom. Potential morning star. This is a really, really nice setup. I'm going to mark this in blue. If I have to trade something, like I'm actually holding Tesla positions, which we added today, like the 450 call or 250 calls. But it's something really, really nice. Stop loss is 251. Target should be 258, 261. 265. And if you want to sell below 251. But I think the risk reward is not so good on the sell side. 247.40. And today's low was 242.75. The risk reward is not so great on the downside for Tesla at this time. Then I also want to do Roblox. Roblox is again the dodgy at the bottom. If we see, it's holding this area from last earnings to this earnings. It's holding, which is 38.2 Fibonacci, 36 area. Dodgy at the bottom, set up for a great move. I'm gonna long Roblox. So let's look at Roblox. There are some calls, 46, 47, 500, 1500 calls, which is good. 37 calls were added, 37.5 puts were sold. Again, positive trade. So for me, I think everything's set up for a big move on Roblox. Now this 30 puts, I need to check what's happening with these 30 puts. I'm gonna make a note. Roblox. Nine, 15, 30 puts. 8630 OI. Volume is 5048. Okay, and I'm interested in this big one, which is 37.5, 10, 20 calls, 37.5, 10, 20 puts. Open interest versus calls. Open interest was 527. Volume is 533. And here the volume open interest is 1469. Volume is 551. So I'm gonna watch Roblox, but for me, this looks really, really nice setup. So Roblox is positive for me. If it opens above 37.75 by above 37.75, my stop loss is around 37.25. Target is 38.84. And 40.35. Yes, I know, Bruno. Roblox is running on Wednesday, so I wanted to cover it for tomorrow. If we get a breakout, it will become a morning star, and then morning star can run really, really great. All right. Anybody has any questions? Coin at this time, I don't think so. It's a good trade. Let it cross 88.50. It's a hammer at the bottom. Let it cross 88.50. If it does, you have a potential trade, or you should buy it around 81.90 area. That's for. So let me share the Zoom link if anybody's interested. I'll wait for you on the Zoom. You can join and we can talk. I'm going to share the link. If you will join, I'll be able to take your questions easily. So the link has been shared. Anybody who wants to join or anybody who wants to discuss their chart, you are more than welcome to join. I'll wait for you. In between, let me just arrange them into alphabetical orders. Everything is organized alphabetically. Okay, if nobody wants to join, then fine. I'll more than happy to close. Have a good night, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.